orders all to return to the office. Hello and welcome. This is Business Today and I'm Sally Bundock. Starting with the news that Russian gas has stopped flowing to EU states via Ukraine after a 5-year deal expired, marking the end of a decades-long arrangement. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said his country would not allow Russia to earn what he called additional billions on our blood. Poland's government described the cutoff as another victory against Moscow. The European Commission said the EU had prepared for the change and most states can cope. Moldova, which is outside the EU, is suffering shortages, and Slovakia says it will have to pay more for alternative routes. At the time of Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February of 2022, the share of Russian gas on the European market was around about this much, 35%. Well, since then, that share has fallen significantly to 8% as European countries sought to diversify supplies. Well, let's discuss this with Cornelia Meyer, independent energy analyst. Hello to you, Cornelia, and Happy New Year. Now, we knew this was coming. The European countries say they're prepared. Give us your take on the implications.
Hello, Sally, and Happy New Year. Yes, European countries may be prepared, but it will drive up the cost. And you saw that the Slovakian Prime Minister was quite upset because he will have to switch to LNG, and that will be a lot more pricey. Moldova is suffering shortages. So yes, it can happen. It's a matter of price. We see also that storages are only about 75% filled. They will need to get restocked in summer, and it will be hard. Mind you, though, yes, we get less Russian gas, but Russia is the second largest LNG supplier, liquefied natural gas supplier to Europe. The US supplies about 40 million metric tons and Russia between 15 and 20 million metric tons.
And also, there's environmental implications, isn't there, Cornelia? Because, but putting the gas through a pipe is not as bad for the environment as shipping LNG, or talk us through that.
Well, absolutely. And, many of us sort of have the yearly pilgrimage to the UN climate conference where we want to save the world. But what happens here is that LNG is obviously you need to ship it across long distances, which has a bigger environmental impact. And also the US LNG comes from shale gas, which is done with the method of fracking, which is not particularly friendly. So that's really there. And there's another implication, which is sort of the deindustrialization of Europe. Because, Europe has pretty high labor costs, and when there was the relatively cheap relatively cheap Russian gas, that was very helpful in terms of competitiveness. Now you have high labor costs and high energy costs, which is not helpful.
OK, we shall keep a close eye. Cornelia, thank you. We'll see you again soon, I'm sure. Cornelia Meyer.